Good evening, YouTube. What's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny 2 news because we got some pretty cool stuff coming out of one of the game directors from Bungie about upcoming things in 2018 that I think a lot of you, including myself, are going to be pretty happy about. So we just got a whole bunch of tweets from Christopher Barrett. If you're not familiar with Christopher Barrett, he's one of the game directors at Bungie. He was behind House of Wolves and also Rise of Iron. He also was the one I'd say probably 2 months ago, put a whole laundry list in one of the This Week at Bungie's with all quality of life and game improvements. Some of them came to fruition in the December 5th and December 12th update. Well, he just tweeted out a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to go through in this video, which I think, like I said, you're going to be happy with. So he kicks it off with just happy holidays, Guardians. I hope you're enjoying the dawning, or at least a bit of the chaos of mayhem. These are a few things I want to mention before the year ends. Get ready for this one, guys. For the upcoming Iron Banner and Faction Rally events, in addition to brand new seasonal armor ornaments, you ready for this, folks? We're adding new themed sparrows, ghosts, ships, and shaders to the reward pools. Now, in my opinion, this is huge because, look, the reason why I don't care about Eververse is because, well, I don't care about anything that comes out of Eververse is because when it came to ships, sparrows, ghost shells, all that sorts of stuff, Eververse devalued them. You know, when it came to, oh, actually, you know, I think this was the game where we had Infinite Nova Bomb, dude. When it came to Destiny 1, when all the ships, sparrows, ghosts, all that stuff was, well, endgame activities, you can get them from faction packages, Vanguard, Crucible, so forth, they meant more. But once you took them all out and put them in Eververse, to me, they lost their value. I don't look at someone's ship and I'm like, wow, I need to get that. I remember for at least 3 to 4 months, I grinded Wrath of the Machine nonstop to try to get that Nano Phoenix. So in my opinion, this opens up a ton of doors in the beginning process, I would say, of giving us more stuff to grind for from actually playing the game and not having to get it from Eververse. Alright, so if they're going to throw sparrows, ghosts, ships, and all that stuff in Faction Rallies and Iron Banner, well, who's to say they're not going to do that in the next raid lair? Who's to say that they're not going to add them to the current Leviathan raid or the Prestige raid? What if there's specific Nightfall type stuff, you know? You get the aura for a week when you complete those, but what if you had a really cool sparrow or ship to show off that came from the raid, came from the Nightfall, and hey, you know what? I'd grind the Nightfall on all 3 characters every week if there was a really cool ship that I could show off that, hey, I grinded that Nightfall and I finally got the ship. Kind of like Destiny 1, basically. Next up, he says, also early next year, we are refactoring raid itemization across the game. The most difficult activities should be the most rewarding. So let's go into speculation mode and read into this. So, when we think of the raid right now, the raid armor itself doesn't really benefit you at all in the raid, especially the hunter. It's whole mobility. I got no recovery. But I missed the whole, okay, for each raid in Destiny 1, that particular raid armor set gave me bonuses or benefited me within that raid, whether it was running the sword in Crota's End or carrying the Scorch Cannon in Wrath of the Machine. What I'm hoping on and speculating is, okay, for Prestige Leviathan or Prestige the Raid Lair, perhaps we'll get an armor set and they will have perks. Maybe, because remember, we're getting Masterwork armor. Christopher Barrett tweeted that out last week. Masterwork armor is coming. What if there's a raid set for Prestige Leviathan and then one for Prestige Raid Lair? So for the Raid Lair, maybe bonus resistance to damage while you're carrying one of the Vex Craniums. Or maybe for the Leviathan, maybe we'll get some new raid weapons. Maybe raid weapons that have bonus damage to Cabal, bonus damage to XYZ, increased agility when running the gauntlet. There's a million things they could do, because right now I always say armor is just a fashion show. You throw on some mods and that's another thing Christopher Barrett tweeted out. We're going to be getting a new mod system. Well, he said a simplified and more interesting mod system sometime this year. And a few other tweets here, and this one's about Eververse. And before I read this, you know, everyone's like, why don't you make videos calling out Bungie on Eververse and everything? Do you think they don't know, guys? Relax. Listen, I said this in a video a while back. When I give them feedback, I either DM them or I tell it to them in their faces, right? When I went to the Curse of Osiris capture event, I had some lengthy conversations with Bungie folks about things that I think work and things that may not work, things I would like to see change. I'm not going to make a video going off on just, look, they can read Reddit themselves and they can read the Bungie forums. They already know Eververse is a problem. So he goes on to tweet, he says, and finally, I know we say it a lot, but we hear your feedback on Eververse. We both want our players to feel respected and to deliver great content regularly to our community. Expect lots of discussion with the dev team and an update on our path forward after the next year. Alright, so they're Q in the comment section. That's just talk. They've said that before. Just cool you cucumbers. Alright, let's see what the discussion's about. Look, do you think they're going to remove Eververse? More than likely not. What I would like to see Eververse go to, I would like to see it be more like Destiny 1. I'd rather see more things like those types of rewards, ghost shells, ships, shaders, things like that, come from doing activities within the game, because I feel like Eververse took those things and kind of devalued them. So hopefully we could find a happy medium where Eververse, to me, was better in Destiny 1, where I could just get a few things if I wanted to, throw a few bucks at the screen or whatever, get a, some loot boxes, get some cool gear that I could infuse. But the way it is right now, all right, yeah, you know what? The ghost shells, look, I got a ghost shell for every destination. Not because I spent money, all right? Listen, I grind this. I have over close to 400 hours played on Destiny 2, believe it or not. But because I got so many bright engrams, I've got a ghost shell for every destination. So if you're not playing the game a lot, or if you're not throwing money at the screen, you're not going to get those ghost shells that's going to help you find materials, give you some bonus XP and strikes, and so forth. Now, Chris also says, one for good measure, we have a short-term and long-term solutions for vault space in the works, since I know that is another hot topic. So, I don't know about you guys, but I just been deleting stuff like crazy. Yeah, we need a bigger vault. My problem is, and another reason why that I don't go off on Eververse so much is, I don't think Eververse is the problem in the game. I think Eververse is just a big distraction. The problem in the game is that there's not enough rewards in the endgame activities to keep us happy. Listen, if all that stuff was in Eververse, but the raid, the Nightfall just gave us really cool things, like sparrows, ghost shells, exotics, better legendary weapons, I wouldn't give 2 cents about, I want to say something else. I wouldn't care at all about Eververse if those endgame activities gave me better loot. My problem is not Eververse. My problem is that there's not enough stuff to earn in the base game. And I think some of that comes from the fact that we have static roles. I feel like in Destiny 1, what kept me playing nonstop was always chasing a carrot. So we need more carrots to chase, and hopefully they're going to go down that direction. Then, of course, we get the negative Nancy's that got to chime in. You guys at Bungie say this all the time. We're looking into it. This isn't working as intended. Garbage lies that you tell the community. Chris says, believe it or not, it's what I spend 12 hours a day doing. We can't always be specific, but we're working hard to improve Destiny for players. Then Chris is asked, will we have Iron Banner and Faction Rally this month? And Chris says, yes, it is coming in January. Then some more confirmation. He gets asked, will those new speeders, who calls them speeders? Sparrows! He goes, will these new speeders and shaders be at Eververse, or can we actually earn them? Chris says you can earn them strictly through playing these events. Then he gets another scientist that says, so what you're saying is that instead of getting Faction or Iron Banner armor, we'll be getting ships, shaders, and ghosts, diluting the loot pool, meaning we have less chance to get what we want, and please don't penalize those that can't raid. He goes, no. In addition to the new armor sets, you'll be getting the ships, shaders, and ghosts. So that's going to do it for the news, guys. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did made it to the end in the comment section. And do me a favor, drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube. And that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.